3 years later, the European Championships returned to Burghley for the 5th time. The German team, winners at the Seoul Olympic Games the year before, were a powerful challenge to British domination of this event. Klaus Erhorn was back, riding for the German team with Justyn Thyme, formerly on the British team when ridden by Anne-Marie Taylor, and this superb performance put them into the lead at the end of the dressage phase. So we asked Klaus what he thought about the new cross-country course.
Ja, also nach dem Ausscheiden von Fearliath sollte halt neues.
That's a very demanding course, not only on the condition of the horse for the endurance, but also that on every single jump the horse has to give its ultimate in jumping ability. There is not just one fence where the horse can just plop over. So the course is demanding on both sides.
For 1989, the cross-country course was designed by Captain Mark Phillips, supporting Philip Herbert, who had been involved for some years. The new fences looked a stiff challenge, although Captain Phillips put in alternative routes at most of the new combinations. Even so, some riders thought a lot of the course might be too tough. We took a view from Ginny Leng.
Possibly the first one would be the Waterloo rails fence, the first Trout Hatchery, the water. Possibly number 3, actually, the ski jump down the hill. Then you go on, and there's of course the other water jump later on in the course. The brush fence, that huge big brush with a sharp turn to the logs. It's pretty endless, really, isn't it?
But a couple of British riders took a rather more light-hearted view of it. Jane Thelwall and Sarah Cotton.
Sarah, you've been around the course 3 times, as you say. Where's the big question going to be asked? Which do you think could be the deciding fence?
I don't know, I think the water fence is quite difficult, yeah. The first fence. If you fall at the first fence, well, you know, that's as far as we go.
Do you think we can pull it off?
Oh,
no
yes.
problem.
Yes, no problem.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go!
Just starting out on the cross-country course, one of the younger riders on the British squad, riding as an individual. This is Miles Russell on Vindaloo. Now have Lorna Clarke coming to Centaur's Leap on Fearliath Mhor. What a gem. What a wonderful feeling. The roan runt, as she calls him, really operating on all 20 cylinders. Great performance. Just watch Lorna. She sees her stride, the little horse is looking too, and he is tiny too, and she, bang, goes for it, asks him, and look at that, the perfect shape through the air. Now, it soon became clear that the Trout Hatchery, fence 13, was going to cause quite a lot of problems, and this is the first of the Germans, Mathias, Bauman and Shamrock. He has his problem in, Shamrock helps him out. They jump in, possibly now should have gone the easier route. Got into all sorts of trouble there, but he's a brave horse, Shamrock, and got Mathias Bauman out of trouble. Nearly a disaster, but it was averted. Now Welton Apollo and Leslie Law. Again, that problem of getting out of water. Slight problems getting in, but didn't really ride for the stride out, held his breath and hoped for a bit of luck and didn't get it. If you watch, doesn't really check to come out or look for that stride, just rides right into the bottom of that step, and that is an obstacle. That step out is part of the fence. Vindaloo and Miles Russell at the Waterloo gondolas, the corner, rails first, then left-handed to the corner. Now watch this, lands on top. That's exactly what Mark Phillips had in mind. He thought 1 or 2 might do that, and that was designed to take horses if they landed on top. Now the pole, Eugenios Koksowski, Count the Dairyman, whoa, drops down. Good jump by the chestnut. The veteran German rider Herbert Blocker on the mare Roxana. Not quite sure what they were trying to do when they came in. I think they had a view to possibly going over that blunt arrowhead and then quickly changed their mind. Good bit of cross-country riding. That didn't look too tidy, but quick thinking by Herbert Blocker. He has a lot of experience. Now Vindaloo again. Vindaloo really not exactly bred in the purple, I'm sure he won't mind me saying it. A little bit of common blood in Vindaloo, probably finding it a little bit difficult, but absolutely giving of his best the whole way round. giving 110% for Miles Russell. It was actually a great round. Now, Justyn Thyme and Claus Erhorn at the Burghley bridges. They were leaders, remember, after the dressage. They showed just how that should be jumped. That's just how Captain Phillips designed that fence to be jumped, and on to the beautifully made little wall as they go into the cutting the Chabanel wall. Claus Erhorn and Justyn Thyme. Ginny Leng now and Master Craftsman. This is a masterly piece of cross-country riding. Watch this now. The horse is looking, she's checking, giving him time to see what he's got to do, pops the first one, slides slightly to one side, wastes absolutely no time but doesn't take the risk. Absolutely classic piece of cross-country riding. The Spaniard, Juan Llano, on Maple Tobrouk coming to Centaur's Leap. Now you can see the old horse just looking at the fence, taking a view and deciding, whoops, no, that ditch is just a little bit too big for me. Didn't commit himself. However, doesn't seem too phased. He drops back down into the ditch and they emerge unscathed. Back to that problematical Trout Hatchery and Justyn Thyme. Now this is brilliant. He's had a problem going in, takes a pull, makes sure everything is right coming out, and out he pops. That really was a good bit of cross-country riding by Claus Erhorn. He made the best out of what looked to be a rather disastrous situation. Ian Stark on Glenburnie at the Waterloo rails. Pops those left-handed to that corner that Vindaloo banked, gets close to it but pops up. Now at this stage, word got back that Claus Erhorn, sadly having gone so well, had fallen and retired, so that left Ginny Leng in with a chance once again. Here she comes, dairy manned, leans back on landing. Remember, this is 5th time for Ginny, a record 5 wins if she can get home in front on this occasion. Ian Stark, Glenburnie taking a really strong pull. Poor Ian, difficult enough to cross a course of these dimensions without having her arms pulled out. And Glenburnie really, he sets that jaw, he pricks his ears, he drops his head, and you can see they're having quite a difference of opinion here. Ian trying to steady him, but trying not to upset that flow and rhythm. In the end, Ian's class tells, and as does Glenburnie's. They land, they come round in a perfect circle, and Glenburnie uses all his athleticism to get out of the problem. Here they come again, down to the lower Trout Hatchery. Still pulling. Ian settles him, comes in strong, just clips that into the water and out again as if it wasn't there. He really is a cross-country machine, this Glenburnie, of great class. Now, this was a fence that the captain had designed, which no horse had jumped, and Ian was coming late in the day, and I'm sure there was 10 pounds on this one, because Ian, ever the man for the challenge, comes in land, stride, and off. A great performance, very sporting, the crowd appreciated it, and obviously so did Ian. Just watch this again. Horse looking, see those ears pricked. Let's have a look. Ian takes a pull, minutely adjusts his line, and even in the air the second time, and gets away with it. I think in retrospect, Captain Phillips might admit that that was a little tight. Well, history repeats itself. Ginny Leng back up there after cross-country, this time with Master Craftsman. And in second place, Karen Straker, just 0.2 ahead of Jane Thelwall and King's Jester. This is Karen Straker with Get Smart, riding for the silver medal. Get Smart looking pretty strong. Down the combination. Oh, that's the rail. That's cost her not only second place, that's in fact cost her a medal altogether. That 5, she couldn't afford that 5. Very unlucky there for Karen Straker. So that put her out of the medals altogether. Ginny Leng, for the 5th time at this critical point, leading the Burghley Championships. Then, quite suddenly, it looked as though things were to go horribly wrong.
When I landed, I'd overdone my turn, and then I was at the point of sort of limbo. Which way was I going to go to get to the gate? So I actually thought the best thing to do is just stop and don't panic. Try not to panic, and maybe go find another route to it. It was a very unfortunate moment. Thank God it worked out all right.
Well, work out all right it did. Ginny regained her composure, as did Master Craftsman, and with just 3 fences to jump, she really didn't look like having a rail down. It was a great performance. Down the combination which Karen had down, coming to the last. A clear round, a great performance, her 5th win, and Ginny really the undisputed Queen of Burghley. So, later in the day, Ginny managed a moment away from her ecstatic sponsors to talk about Master Craftsman.
This one suited him a lot more than the Olympic Games. There was really huge fences to jump with some very athletic fences as well. And he's obviously a year older. I mean, an 8-year-old at the Olympic Games is pretty young, and a lot really to ask the horse. And he's grown up a lot. He's a true gentleman in every sense of the word. His temperament is remarkable. And he's a real trier, and you really can't ask for more than that.